I'm Cait Allison, a therapist in Davidson, North Carolina. I want to offer you a couple of tools that I use very often in session for managing thoughts. I once heard a teacher say that we're not responsible for our first thought, but we are responsible for our second thought. Thoughts can be like clouds floating around in the sky, they're showing up, and what we do with those thoughts and whether we grab onto a thought and feed it more and more can impact how we're feeling and ultimately what choices and behaviors and decisions we end up engaging in. So grab a pen and paper and a tool for timing, or you can let me be the timer. I'm going to use my phone, and let's explore our thoughts. So for the next 2 minutes, I would like to invite you to just make a tally with a pen and paper or pencil and paper, every single thought that pops in. It may be, wow, this was a thought, or thinking about dinner, or what you did before this, or what you're doing after this. Just anytime you have a thought for the next 2 minutes. Go ahead and begin. Okay, that was 2 minutes. So notice all your tallies. I have quite a few on my page. And pay attention to them. And this time, we're going to do that again. This time, for the next 2 minutes, I want to invite you to pay attention to your breath. So every time you take a breath in, you're just going to say inhale in your mind, or I am breathing in. Every time you take a breath out, it's just exhale. I'm breathing out. So your thoughts might be inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And any thought that is not of your breath, any other intrusive boom, ping thought, make a tally. And let's see what that leads to. So I'm going to get my timer out again. Go ahead and start. Good. That was your 2 minutes. So notice any differences. Maybe it's around the same, maybe it's a little less, maybe it's more even. Just notice. And for this last 2 minute section, I want to invite you to pay attention to a mantra or an affirmation. I think I'm going to use Shanti. That sounds great for peace. So Shanti, Shanti. You might link it with your breath, or it might just be that's the affirmation. You're just repeating that over and over. You could use I am peaceful, I am calm, or simply I am. You might use another sort of sacred text or script, or you might use let it be, or I'm one with the force is with me, for all my Star Wars fans. So pick an affirmation, and any thought that's not that affirmation or that mantra, you're going to write another checklist, another tick. So we'll do that for 2 minutes. Go ahead and begin. Good. Go ahead and stop. And notice for yourself between those 3 sections of paying attention to simply your thoughts, noticing your breath, and then noticing a mantra or an affirmation, which ones had the least number of ticks, the least number of thoughts that showed up. I'm curious to hear what your experience of that was. I'd love if you felt comfortable to share, that you would write it in the comments. Let me know. What I find for myself is that when I notice my breath, my thoughts get a little less, and they get even more less when I'm paying attention to a mantra or an affirmation. So this is just one tool to have in your toolkit for how to manage your thoughts. It also helps us to cultivate the witness, the part of ourselves that is not ensnared and trained with our thoughts, that is somewhat separate, that can pay attention to a thought as it arises without being identified by that thought or encaged in the belief system of that thought. It helps us to get a little bit more free from our thoughts and to remember we don't always have to believe the thoughts that show up. We don't always have to believe what we think, and we have some choice in how we're managing our thoughts. If you found this tool, this video helpful and useful, please click like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on the latest videos. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.